Alright, FireMonkeys just released update information for the version 6.6, which is to be released, I believe, October 8th. It's a second Monday, not this coming Monday, which is of course the 1st of October. So the following week, once not the current limited time series, but the next set of limited time series featuring those two remaining 2018 V8 supercars, once those two series are done on the same day, the new update will be coming out. So it's going to be called Euromasters update. So let's jump in and find out exactly what they have in store for us. All right, feature improvements, weekly time trials, and time trial competitions. All right, Ghost Split Timer has returned with an indicator to signify a time penalty will be applied. That is wonderful because the split timer was a big feature that was missing in the current rendition of time trial, the weekly time trials, and just time trials in general. So that's nice to have that come back. And PR now appears on the friend leaderboard. That's also a good news. I mean, that's a minor issue, but that seems like in the other leaderboards they show, so why not on the friends leaderboard, right? So that's good to know. And fixed an issue where brake lights were not recorded in replays when using certain camera angles. Yeah, the replay, they weren't very. I haven't found those to be all that helpful. But then again, I kind of quickly jumped to conclusion thinking like, looking at other players, I'd much rather follow their look at their ghost rather than the replay, because it wasn't, at least for me, it didn't help me much. But if the brake lights do show more clearly and accurately in the replay views, maybe it'll become more relevant and more useful. All right, and then we got, of course, online multiplayer. That is another feature that has been revamped in current version, and they're continuing to improve on those features, game features. Opponent positioning to be more reliable and reduce cases where crossing the finish line results in an unexpected drop in position. Oh, that's good to know, because yes, I have finished many races thinking that I completed in top of the grid, only to find out in the results screen that I didn't, which is kind of annoying. Improved cheat detection in did not or do not finish cheaters in more cases. All right. And a speed penalty for hitting walls. Good. Minor speed penalty for going off track in case where an existing corner cutting penalty is not applied. So they're really trying to clamp down on off track people going off track to gain advantage, because currently certain tracks, you can gain significant advantage by either bumping into a wall, certain walls, not really even wall riding, just like smashing into wall at full throttle, and using the bounce to just go on racing, compared to normal racers who slow down because that's not how you would normally race. So they are trying to penalize those. So that's good. I think that's better to make the game, I guess, more real. So yeah, that's all good news. And let's see, where am I? Added the current track name on the matchmaking screen and the post-race screen. Good, because currently when the race is loading, it's a big question mark which track is loading up. So that's good to know. Fixed an issue where DNF would not apply when quitting before the race starts. Okay. I haven't quit before race starts, so I don't know what issues you might have encountered there. Fixed an issue where a leaderboard would not display the player's race team tag. Okay, another. I don't think that's the biggest issue, but just good to know which team, or yeah. Anyway, or if you find your teammate, that's kind of always fun to see, right? All right, and then race team competitions. All right, so these are all dealing with the online features here. Creating a race team will now disband an old team with the same name or tag if it has been inactive for 60 days. So, let's see. A new race team will now disband an old team with the same name. Oh, I think what they mean is the name becomes available after 60 days, because right now it takes a lot. I think they do expire eventually if you make a team with a team tag and you just quit, leave that team, and there's nobody left in the team. That tag is currently still, like, you cannot access that same tag for a long time. I know you can eventually access it again, but it's definitely more than 60 days. So they're kind of putting an end to having those almost indefinite hold on those team tags. So that's good. So it's going to be 60 days. So that's good to know. So if you accidentally lose a team tag, you can apparently, I guess, regain it after 60 days. All right. So let's see. Fix an issue where a race team tag would incorrectly display for players who had not yet accepted an invite. Oh, yeah. Yes, that's been an issue. Fixed an issue where progress could be made on race team events before the start time. Aha! Yes, we know all about those like distance challenges where you can race before, start the race before the event starts, rack up huge distance by essentially racing for like a week prior to or something, and just pause the game before the you finish the race essentially. And once the team race starts, then you can quit the race, make sure you're in a team basically, and then as soon as the team event starts, you're starting out with a huge head start of whatever you racked up in that previous week in that particular one race, right? Which is terribly unfair, because obviously that's, you had an extra week to race or whatever, however long you start the race prior to the start of the event. So finally, that has been in the game for the longest time. So that always irritated me because I suppose it's, if you know about it, it's an advantage that you possibly can take advantage of. I did know about that particular, if you want to call it a feature, I call it a bug. I never care to use that particular feature because I don't know, I'm not really that desperate or interested in just coming out ahead, I guess, of the grid. What does that even, what does that show? That doesn't show you anything. Right, so anyway, they're apparently going to be fixing it, which is a welcome change in that team race competition area that deals with those kind of features. Obviously, certain other events, most other team events, that's a non-issue because, like, let's say, what was the last one? Speed Snap? Well, by starting earlier, you're going to get 1 point advantage, which is nothing, right? So most events, it's not an issue. But when you're dealing with something that is a serious grinder, like distance challenge or laps challenge, if you had a whole week head start, that's a huge advantage. So now they are shutting that down, which is, as I said, I appreciate that. So good. But, those features, at least for me. I have not been very active in team events for almost a whole year now, so it's kind of a non-issue. They demand a lot of time commitment, and to be fair to, if I decide to compete in a team, to be fair to my teammates, I just stay out of it right now. I might come back to it in the future, but we'll see. And what other features are there or improvements are they making? Added a new single-handed control scheme called Tilt C and Tilt C flipped. All right, one-hand control scheme. Interesting. And a new servicing required car filter under the garage and manufacturer selects. Oh, thank goodness. That is a wonderful feature they're finally addressing, because it's really annoying when you have like over 200 cars in your garage and you're trying to find which car needs to be serviced. Who's got time to scroll through 200 plus cars just so you can find out which one needs to be serviced, especially if you only have 3 mechanic limitation. That is probably one of the most aggravating I guess lack of feature currently there isn't. You know what I mean. But finally they're coming around to address that issue of essentially making sorting or filtering the garage to show you what needs to be serviced if you have mechanics available. So that is a wonderful feature they're finally addressing. So good job, Fire Monkeys. Let's see, added a skip with VIP option under the servicing bar. Okay. I only have one car serviced in my multiple accounts all throughout the garage. So skip with VIP option under the servicing bar. Isn't that currently, I guess, I don't know what that means. Does that mean, is it becoming free essentially? Is that what it is? Service is free? Because right now you still have to pay, but it's instant, obviously. Well, I guess we'll find out. Added support for Android P, including notch devices. I don't know what that means either. So if anybody else who are more familiar with what that means, you can comment in the comment section below and discuss amongst yourselves. Fix an issue preventing players from obtaining 100% completion in an amateur group. Out of all the groups, amateur group is one group I have 100% completion. So I guess there are some players that are, for whatever reason, they're not giving the 100% completion mark. So that's good. And now, moving on to NASCAR and Supercars, limited time availability. Oh, all right, so let's see what they've got here. NASCARs and Supercars from 2018 and earlier will be unavailable for purchase from Tuesday, 1st January of 2019, starting at 0th hour UTC. All right, so why are they taking away the old cars? To preserve seasonal motorsport content in the game and align with the licensing policies of our motorsports partners, we have introduced a limited time availability for certain licensed motorsport vehicles. Okay, I think they mean licensing stuff. So NASCAR and Supercar franchise has basically decided that we cannot have their cars at all times, is what I'm gathering, unless we pay, right? Of course. So as of this update, unowned NASCAR and Supercars vehicles will display a timer and will not be purchasable after the timer expires. Players who already own or purchased the car before the timer expires will retain access to them and their motorsports season. Okay, so if you just have to buy them well, motorsports cars only are featured in a particular season now. So if you want to have access to that particular season, you have to purchase those cars within, I guess, given certain duration of time during the limited time. I guess we'll find out exactly what that means. There is now a requirement to be online before purchasing limited time cars and newly released vehicles to facilitate this. Okay, so they want to keep track of when you're buying what. All right, but of course, if you already own these cars, I don't think these apply to you. In my case, well, I'm planning on going for the remaining supercars, which there are 2 more left. That is going to start tomorrow, the limited time series. But there are 2 NASCARs from the current year that I did not get, because that's when I was traveling abroad and I didn't have time. So what did I get? I think I only got Camaro. That's the only one I won. And the others, I just didn't have time to grind through the limited time series. So I did not win the other 2 NASCARs. So there are 2 NASCARs that I'm missing in my garage. So we'll see. I'll find out more about what these limited time availability means once that comes through. As I said, there's going to be like a timer and whatnot. But we'll talk about that when we know more about it, because from their description, I'm not quite 100% sure how it's going to work out. So anyway, let's talk about new cars. All right, we've got quite a few new cars. All right, starting out with 2018 Porsche 911 GT2 RS. All right, it's not RSR. But it's gonna be another 911, and not so. Basically, it's not gonna be quite as strong of a performer as the RSRs. As you can tell from the PR rate, the performance rating, the range is from 73 up to 90.9, and the cost is 800 gold. Okay, maybe it is comparable to the current RSRs. I thought. Yeah, maybe current RSRs are about the same PR rating. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but now I come to think of it, yeah, they are about like high 80s to low 90s. So yeah, okay, so this is essentially 2018 RSR, I guess. We'll see. I don't know much about that one. So service time, it's nice that they're giving us service time here as well. And it looks like most of them are 3 hours, except for old 1981 Beamer M1, which has 2 hours 45 minutes, and that's kind of a cheaper car in this next update, because all the others are going to be pretty expensive. So the second new car is going to be 2018 BMW M8 GTE. All right, so that's going to have a comparable performance rating as the Porsche 911 GT2 RS, starting at 78.2 all the way up to 92 when fully upgraded, with the identical 3-hour service time, and the cost is a little bit less, down at 680 gold. So all right, but I have a feeling sometimes when the car itself is cheaper, they get you on the upgrades. So we'll see. All right, and then 1968 Porsche 909 Berg Spider. All right, so that's a classic Porsche with a very high PR rating for something from 1968. Its PR goes from 53 stock all the way up to 66.4. And once again, 3-hour service time, and the cost is a little less, 400 gold. So we'll see how that car fares, and see what else that car ends up competing against in the game. Hopefully it's not in a single car series, because that's always kind of depressing. And up next we got 1981 BMW M1, kind of a lower performance rating to start off, 19.8, but fully upgraded it's gonna go all the way up to 43.6. So alright, that's, and it's gonna take 2 hours 45 minutes service time, as I was mentioning earlier, with a 200 gold cost. These are all gold cards, which once again, come on, give us some racing dollar cards for a change, would ya? I mean, would it be too much? Seriously? Alright. And then 2017 BMW Driving Experience M4 Racing is the next car, with the PR ranging from 64 stock all the way up to 83.4 fully upgraded. 3 hour service time, and the cost is going to be 600 gold. And then 2016 Mercedes AMG C63 touring car to wrap up the set of new cars that's going to be featured in this next update. And that looks like that's going to be a competitor of the 2017, the one before, the BMW Driving Experience M4 Racing, since it's got about the identical PR, ranging from 64.2 stock all the way up to 63.5 fully upgraded, with 3 hour service time and identical 600 gold for the cost of the car. So we got 6 new cars coming our way. So, and they're pretty pricey, aren't they? And they're all gold cars, so alright. And then of course, new limited time series to win some of these cars. Alright, so first up, looks like we're gonna start right on the release day of Monday 8th of October, starting with, let's see, Technique Motorsports Championship Time Trial Competition. Oh, it's a time trial competition we're starting out with. And alright, so it's kind of like those McLaren time trial competition we've been having. 2016 Ford Shelby GT350R is the car to use, and for participating, the rewards include livery and gold reward. So alright, and it's gonna run for 6 days, right? Monday through Saturday. And then up next we got the BMW M8 GTE Championship. That's one of the new cars, and the way to win it is going to be the limited time series. Reward is going to be 80 gold. How much was the card? That was one of the 600 gold car, wasn't it? Let's double check. 680 gold. All right, excuse me. And the PR needs to be brought all the way up to 88.6. So yeah, they're not giving away anything for free here. We get 80 gold in return, but to get the PR all the way up to 88.6, I have a feeling that's gonna cost, let's see, 680 is the cost of the gold. So my assumption is they typically require, for cars of that cost, about like near 300 gold for the upgrade cost in order to be able to complete the championship. So that's my guess, is about 300 gold range for the first limited time series featuring Beamer M8 GTE. And then let's see, that is starting on the release date, Monday 8th. All right, and then we're bouncing to another time trial competition. It's going to be another, continuing on with that McLaren Shadow project. So we're continuing to use this McLaren 600 LT. So I brought mine up to the PR 70.1, I think. something like that. I cannot remember off the top of my head. It's not fully upgraded, but it's enough. Like, it's missing like one drivetrain upgrade to complete the bonus series that it was featured in. But considering that this Shadow Project time trial competition keeps on returning, I might actually just get that final upgrade and just try to actually improve my time and see if I can, snatch a few extra gold instead of just getting like 25 gold or something like that for complete, like finishing in Group C or whatever top 5% was. I don't think I quite made it into top 1%. But, alright, so that's gonna run from October 13th through 22nd of October. So, alright. And then, after that, we got Porsche 909 Berg Spider Championship. So, that's the classic 68 Porsche 909 Berg Spider. Reward is gonna be 50 gold. And the PR requirement is gonna be 62.4, and that one I had the PR starting in 40s, didn't it? Let's see, no, 50, and the fully upgraded is 66.4 for that car. So that is not too far away from getting fully upgraded, and that car's cost is 400 gold. So upgrading cost to bring the PR up to 62.4. I'm anticipating about a couple of hundred gold, like 200 gold, somewhere between 200 300 range. So like earlier, the M8 GTE, I'm anticipating 300 plus gold for upgrading that one. This Porsche 909 is going to be another couple of hundred gold, so we're thinking about 500 gold so far. And up next looks like a special event, King of the Ring. And the first chance to start, yes, they have the entry window time of like 6 days there, Saturday through Thursday. So that's, I guess, 5 days, okay. I wonder how long the series itself is going to be. They don't tell you here. But that is going to be a special event in the next version to win 2018 Porsche 911 GT2 RS. Reward is going to be 100 gold plus 200,000 racing dollars, but who's counting racing dollars here, right? So let's see, 911 RSR, they're usually like 5-6 days special event typically, so maybe this is going to be somewhere around there. But considering it's the sole special event, I think it's the sole special event, right? Yeah, the rest of it is all gonna be championships. So considering that they're only having one special event, maybe it'll be like the one that we had for what did we have in current version? Short-term memory loss here, but it was like 9 days long, right? So that one, the new Porsche, that might be 9 days long special event as well. So we'll see how they play their cards, if you will. And continuing on, we have a lot of limited time series. So let's see, how many did we have earlier? We had 1, 2, okay, 2 in the first, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna have 6 limited time series. That is a lot of limited time series, given not all of them are featuring brand new cars. Like 911 Carrera S is an old car that we already have available in the game, so that is not to win a new car. But if you already own the car, looks like you might be able to snatch a few gold. And that looks like the last limited time series, right? November 17th through November 26th. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that looks like that's going to be the last limited time series. And leading up to that, we're going to have Mercedes AMG C63 Touring Car Championship for 2016 Mercedes AMG C63 Touring Car. That's not a... that is a new car, isn't it? Or, yeah, exactly. Mercedes AMG C63 touring car. I was gonna say, it's like, we don't have that car in the game right now. So that is for a new car. Reward is gonna be 80 gold. Running from the 27th of October through November 5th. Through Halloween. There we go. And the PR is gonna be 78.8 that we're gonna need. And that car PR is starting at 74.2. And the car's cost is about is 600. So that's gonna be, I'm anticipating another 300 gold for the cost of upgrade to bring the PR up to 78.8. So, boy, this is getting pretty expensive, isn't it? It's as though they're not expecting everybody to race every limited time series without spending some serious amount of cash here for anybody who's relatively new to the game or race like crazy to bank up your gold account. So, wow. Anyway, up next we got BMW Driving Experience M4 Racing Championship. But here, take my advice with a kind of a grain of salt. As in, you don't have to necessarily win these cars all in its initial release. You know, these championships, limited time series, have returned in the past. Though the one that is here at the end, the 911 Carrera S, I believe that was originally presented to us in a Gauntlet series that they have phased out for quite some time now. I do wish they would bring back Gauntlet, but I know that's not exactly the most popular event. A lot of people in some Facebook groups that I know don't really like that Gauntlet series, so apparently they might be the majority, and Fire Monkeys might just be going with what the majority of the players prefer. So I understand that some Gauntlet can be kind of aggravating. So yes, I understand the frustration, but I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed the challenge. So, oh well. Anyway, then we got the next limited time series from Saturday 3rd of November running through the 12th of November. There's a slight overlapping of these dates for these limited time series, which is fine because most of you guys complete these limited time series in a day or two. You guys are way much more enthusiastic drivers than I am. It takes me almost full length to complete these championship series usually. But in my defense, I am running this on 2 different accounts, and I'm also making videos, which does take some time to render and compile and render, especially when I'm doing like picture-in-picture kind of replay in the corner and stuff. I don't know if you guys care about those replays. Yeah, I don't know if they're not really. I don't know how helpful they are. I just like them because I think they look cool. It's cool to get some different views of the race from different angle, essentially. So that's why I when I make a single race video, I try to include them whenever I can, as long as I don't forget to record it. But yeah, I don't know. What I would still like is if replay option of having just aerial replay, because I find that to be one of the more useful replay views. There's nothing quite like being able to see a racing line from the sky, you know what I mean? And then breaking point you can study, but the line is a little bit difficult to always see. So even in chase view, I mean, generally chase view does give you relatively good idea of what to do, but it's nice to have that alternative angle of being able to see it from the sky. because then you're literally like drawing a line from the sky on the track. So I'd appreciate if they would actually include that, just having an aerial playback feature. Anyway, but for all I know, it's most likely gonna fall on the deaf ears here. So, I don't know if anybody from the development team of the game actually, ever comes across any of my videos, especially this one. Like, come on, guys! I mentioned this more than in one video. So, anyway, back to the new features that are actually gonna be in the game, not my wish list. Up next, we got BMW M1 Championship. So that's gonna be another limited time series, 30 gold reward. So obviously this is gonna be one of the cheaper ones, running from 10th of November through 19th of November. So once again, there's gonna be a little bit of overlapping. PR requirement is gonna be 37.9, and this car is 200 gold. So to get it up to 37.9, I'm expecting maybe about 100 gold. So net cost is going to be about 70 gold. But I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. None of my numbers here that I'm estimating for the upgrade cost is just that estimate. There's no, I have nothing to, I'm just going on my experience of how these things have run in the past. So, and finally, of course, the last limited time series is going to be the one for one of the older cars. So if you already own this car and have the car already upgraded enough up to 55 the PR, then you can net 70 gold. So that is something. Otherwise, you can get those 70 gold to use that as some upgrade discount. I'm fairly certain my Carrera S is pretty low in its PR. So I might need to, if I want to complete that limited time series, I might have to put some gold into the car. We'll see. Alright, and then here we got some new career and bonus series. Mountain Spider. And that's going to be in your career, the master section in your career. The total 100% completion is going to be worth 67 gold, and it's going to be, unfortunately, as I was fearing, looks like it's going to be a single car series, most likely a bonus series, featuring just the new 1968 Porsche 909 Berg Spider, and it's going to be following it's a bonus series, right? Most likely. So you get it by completing or getting 27 trophies in GT3 World Series. And to complete 100%, you're going to need 65.1 PR. What was the PR requirement for winning it? Let's see, 1968. Berg Spider. To win the car through limited time series, you need PR 62.4, and to complete the bonus series it's featured in, it's gonna need another few more PR points to bring it up to PR 65.1. So alright, and then another series we've got in elite section of your career. It's gonna be Porsche Ascendancy, featuring, let's see, 2009 Porsche 911 Turbo, 2010 Porsche 918 Spider Concept. Ooh, I like that car. 2015 Porsche 918 Spider v6 package. Ooh, I like that car even more. And 2018 Porsche 911 GT2 RS. So this car is not going over. The new 911 GT2 RS is not going over to the motorsport section, I'm guessing. So it's not gonna be like RSRs. Alright. And it's gonna be in elite section. Alright, it's not in legend, so that's kind of interesting. PR requirement is 90.2 to complete it 100% completion, get the 100% completion. So that is, I mean, that sounds more like it's the rank or ranks of Legend series, doesn't it? Not that it's always like point per point, because obviously there are some series in Legend section that uses some old classic cars that has significantly lower PR requirement to complete. Anyway, you unlock it by completing or winning 6 trophies in Lexus LFA Showcase Series. So just 6 trophies, that's not too bad. The issue is going to be to get to that point, right? Because I think Lexus LFA Showcase Series is one of the last main career series in Elite section. And the payout is going to be 57 gold. And boy, do any other cars other than the new car meet the PR requirement? I'll have to look into that a little bit more. Yeah, v6 package Spider 918. What's the highest PR? I'll have to check my garage to figure out what that is. Alright, and then Vertex Spirit is essentially coming in place of Vertex series and Racing Spirit series that are expiring upon the next update, the 6.6 that's coming next week, or in a couple of weeks, I guess. The one that I'm talking about here. So it's basically a series featuring the car that is not migrating over to Motor Series. So all the GTE cars, GTE-Pro class, the Le Mans cars, right? The 911 RSRs, they're all migrating over to Motorsport section, and then the other cars that's been kind of accompanying those cars in these 2 main career series, such as McLaren P1 and Renault Sport RS01 and the Veneno, the Lamborghini. They got orphaned, so they are creating a separate bonus, or not bonus, I believe this is actual career series that comes after Zenith series. So this is gonna be fall between the Road to Le Mans special event and the Motor Fiesta special event, the original, not the Motor Fiesta 2. Oh yeah, that was the special event, wasn't it? But anyway, so that's gonna be a new main career series in Legend section. PR required is gonna be same as the current Vertex series, which is 85. So if you are able to complete the Vertex series right now, then you're gonna be able to complete this one as well. So that's a good news. Moving on, new exclusive series, and they're gonna be pushing the newer cars that from more recent versions of the game to be essentially fully upgraded, such as Pagani Huayra BC that was featured in the special event in current version 6.5, Motor Fiesta 2. So if you go full up, you can run through the exclusive series to win extra 100 gold. So some incentive to fully upgrade the car. But I have a feeling to go fully upgrading, to go full up on that car, it's going to cost a bit more than 100 gold. That was an expensive car. So yeah, is it going to be worth fully upgrading just to complete that series? Talking just the sheer amount of gold, I don't think so, but but it allows you to race the car in more series. So there's something, right? Anyway, and another or the other exclusive series that's going to be a new one. It's going to be 1977 Porsche 93677 Spider. So currently that is obviously in Motorsport section and nowhere else. So it's nice to bring out some of those Motorsport section cars into an exclusive series. So that's good. And speaking of Motorsport series, they've got some new ones. Euro Track Masters. So that's the obviously big update, big idea here with the next version. So Euro Track Masters Exhibition series, it's an exhibition, so they're going to include the exhibition series, which allows us to race cars, loaner cars, right, and able to upgrade them before the event starts. So let's see, 2017 BMW Driving Experience M4 Racing and 2016 Mercedes AMG C63 Touring Car. Reward is not much, just 10 gold and 50,000 racing dollars. And it's going to be under Eurotrack Masters Motorsport section. So that's that. And then actual the real Motorsport series is going to be the 2016-2017 season. It's a season that's encompassing 2 years because they're featuring 2 cars instead of having 2 separate seasons with a single car. So and the 2 cars are fairly comparable in terms of their performance rating. So they're just lumping them together. Total reward for 100% completing the series is going to be 75 gold, but that will require your car to have the PR of 81.6. So, and in order to unlock the series, you have to either have a driver level of 28, which is not much, or own one of the cars. Alright, so if you run through the limited time series and win the car, then you will have the bonus series, the motorsport section, this particular season unlocked. Makes sense. And then, of course, the currently expiring series in version 6.5, Endurance GT Racing. They're all migrating over to the motorsport section. All the GTE-Pro class cars, right? So we got the remainders, right? The Ford GT Le Mans, Ferrari 488 GTE, 2016 911 RSR, 2016 Corvette C7R, and then the remaining 911 RSRs, the legacy RSRs, right? 2015, 2014, 2013 versions. And one of my favorites, Aston Martin Vantage GTE from the 2012, the older one. They're all being taken out of the courier and being moved over to motorsports section. So we're gonna have 2016 season that has that's combining the 2016 Le Mans cars together in single series. So we got the 911 from 2016, the Corvette C7R from 2016, and then of course we got the Ford GT Le Mans and Ferrari 488 GTE. So they really should have belonged in a single series, in my opinion, because in real life they raced in a single race, right? That makes sense. But for the remaining cars, they are lumping them together as 2012 through 2015 season. So instead of having 1 car per season, they are lumping, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 cars into a single series. So yeah, I think I prefer that, having multiple cars to race in a single series. I always prefer that over 1 car series. I mean, 1 car series, what is that anyway, right? So alright, so the 77 gold for rewards, and it's gonna be, these are all under Endurance GT Racing section of the motorsports, and the 86 PR required. Alright, and then change it career and bonus series. So 80s poster exotics, they're adding the 1981 BMW M1, the new car that's coming our way. So that's gonna squeeze into a already existing series, and the PR required to complete that series is gonna be changed to 42.3. I don't know what current PR requirement is, so I'll have to look that up. And let's see, NASCAR Quantifier Talent Tour showcase tiers have been changed to regular event tiers. I don't know what that means. Unlocking the series now unlocks all cars, and buying any of the cars now unlocks the series. Okay, so instead of progressively unlocking cars. If you unlock the series, it unlocks all the cars. Isn't that the case now with the motorsports? I don't know. Maybe it's different in Quantifier Talent Tour. Anyway, and then removed series. Of course, we know all about this because they've already announced it, and I am making my way through this series to complete them. So, yeah, they're gonna be gone from your career. So get them done before you update to the next version when they are released. And let's see, car price adjustment. Boy, this video is getting longer than I had anticipated. Anyway, following cars. Oh yeah, we knew about that one too. They're basically bringing all the older cars to flat rate of 600 gold. Aren't we lucky, right? Anyway, then the flashback events, we got the Ferrari Le Mans. All right, so that's got to be a fun event, and eventually I'm sure they will bring back the Ford Le Mans as well. So for repeating, you're just gonna get 25 gold, but obviously if you don't own the car and haven't run the original event, then you will get 100 gold plus the car. So that's a pretty decent payout for the event. And sixth element is the one for Sesto Elemento, a beautiful car, one of the better handling Lamborghinis in the game, if you ask me. And I mean, it's not quite as good as the Performante, but yeah, it's before that came out, I might say Sesto Elemento might have been the best Lambo in the game until that. So it's still a good car. Payout is going to be 75 gold if you don't already own it. But if you already have it, then it's going to be 25 gold for rerunning. And then finally, the last flashback event is going to be Reign Supreme, of course, featuring the Koenigsegg Riera, 105 gold payout. So this is from back in the day when they used to pay reasonably well for these special events. And if I remember correctly, I might have to go back and see how I ran through that event again. But I think that event you came out net gold, net gold gain as opposed to net gold loss. But I might be wrong. Anyway, repeat reward is going to be 30 gold, so just a tad bit more. Anyway, let's see. Then we've got a full rundown of weekly time trial schedule with which cars are featured, so you can prepare accordingly with which one is available as a loaner as well. So this is a very helpful information they are publishing now, so that's good. So 7 weeks is apparently the update cycle here currently. So let's see. Typically the last car in the list is typically, not always, because at times especially if they have listed the fairly evenly matched cars, then the last car is not basically at the bottom of the list isn't always the best cars, but generally speaking they tend to be, at least in the past. So we'll see how that works out. So as I run through, we'll see which one turns out to be the best one in particular week. But that's nice that they have the car availability of which car we're using for each week of these time trial tournaments. So that's very nice. And then finally, online multiplayer schedule. So they're certainly improved this significantly. So once again, 7-week schedule with the featured cars. Now they just need to publish which track, right? maybe that's not as important of a issue, because you just have to, by racing, you get better at a particular track, right? So, but it'll be kind of nice to know which tracks are available. Same for, I guess, the weekly time trial as well. They tell you what car, but they don't tell you which track. So, obviously, for online multiplayer, we cycle through different number of tracks, but the weekly time trial is held at a single track each week. So, they should. I feel like they should publish that as well. What's stopping them? I don't know. Maybe they ran out of space, or maybe it's just an oversight. But that's something I feel like they can publish as well. That'll be very helpful, and help get more players involved. You know what I mean? So anyway, that does it for all the features and the changes in the next version coming up on, once again, the 8th of October, the Monday, not this coming Monday, but the week following. So if you got expiring series that you need to wrap up, get going on that one. And of course, the supercars and NASCARs, apparently they're doing something funky with those in the future, because what I'm gathering, due to some licensing issues. So I suppose if you're a big fan of those cars, then you might want to get them before the January 1st comes around. So you still have some time. Those cars, of course, not cheap. So, if you really like those cars, save up so you can buy them in your own terms, if you will. Because once they start doing this, like those cars are only available at certain time of the year or whatnot, then that's always sticky. You know what I mean? So currently you can buy them as long as they are unlocked. And if you want to race them in particular season, as long as you have the car, you can do that. But once they start doing that limited time thing, if you don't buy the car within that time period, you cannot obviously race those cars in those particular seasons either. I don't know if it matters to you. For me, I don't think it's that huge of a deal. But then again, I'm not, necessarily a huge fan of a particular style of motorsports. You know what I mean? So anyway, so that does it for this video. So it's gotten much longer than I had anticipated. So thanks if you're still here with me. Thanks for bearing with me. Hopefully you got some useful information out of this video. If you liked it, click that thumb up button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe so you can stay. I do, when I feel like I know what I'm doing, I try to give some racing guide or track tips and whatnot, where I feel like I gotten something figured out. But I come tag along for a ride for some silly videos that I make too, right? So so if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And look forward to the next video, and we'll see you in next video. All right, take care, guys.